and we'll kick things off. Karen and John, I'd like to start by having you guys introduce yourselves, and I will open up our presentation. Karen, would you mind starting?
Sure. Welcome, everybody. My name is Karen Ogrzalik, and I am the Associate Vice President for Student Life and Co-Dean of Students.
Hi, good afternoon. This is John Salazar. I am the Associate Dean of Students and Director of Residence Life.
So as Amanda's getting that set up, our slide deck set up, I just wanted to welcome everyone today and thank you for spending a little bit of time with us this afternoon as you are beginning to make your plans to arrive on campus and all of the transitions and the exciting things that will be happening to you, for you, with you, all of the pronouns there. We'd like to give you a quick overview of some of the things that will help you as if you were doing that. So if we could begin, let's go to the next slide. I know a lot of you are going to ask, what am I supposed to do? Where am I going to be living? And what do I do with all the time that I have? So we know that there will be a lot of adjustments for both parents and students. And some of the things that you see on the slide right now are things that some of the adjustments that you might be encountering. You're obviously going to have lots of new things, new communities, new foods, living arrangements. Maybe you will be living with a roommate. Maybe you're going to have your own room, things that you did or didn't have in your home environment. So a lot of things to start exploring. Good ways, John's going to talk about ways in which you can connect with your roommate. You want to make sure that you are comfortable with your living arrangements and making connections with your roommate so that you can be comfortable and begin that adjustment process. Some of you might be first generation college students, and there would be plenty of ways in which you can connect with our resources, which are both programs and people on campus that can help you with these adjustments. I would strongly encourage you to connect with your mentors and orientation leaders. Hopefully you did some of that this morning. Not just today, but tomorrow and throughout the entire first semester to gather what those resources are so that you can make the connections that you need to. Your advisors are also people that you will connect with over the course of your time throughout your career at Monmouth College. And all of those resources are available throughout the 4 years, not just your first years. If you flip to the right bottom side of the slide, you'll see some of those things that might be adjustments for students. You have a greater sense of independence. You're moving away from your home life, and that's kind of a separation that you've been with for a long time. You might have new freedoms that you didn't have before, and responsibilities. I do encourage you to learn how to do your laundry before you leave home, because that's probably a responsibility that you will be taking on that you haven't taken on before. It's not necessarily a when you need to do it, but the importance of doing it and knowing how to do it right. College life is very different from high school. And I would just encourage you to take the time that you need, both parents and students, to work through what is the right routine for you and then do it. So you think about if we can go to the next slide, if we can think about ways in which you can be supported on campus. And this is good advice for both students and parents. As we talked about, there's a transition. That adjustment is going to be maybe easier for some. If you've had a student go off to college, might be a little more difficult, even if you've had a student go off to college already. But just realize that this is going to be happening. Encouraging those open and honest lines of communication, both for parents and students. And students, I would encourage you to call home every once in a while rather than text. My son just graduated from college, and I probably got way more texts from him than I did phone calls, and I did appreciate the phone call. And parents, when your student does text you, it's okay to give them a call. I would do that too, and he liked it or he didn't like it, but He talked to me and I got to hear his voice, and I felt much more comfortable hearing a voice than reading a text. As I talked about establishing those good relationships with your roommate, it's important to do that. And parents, when you have the opportunity to meet the roommate, it's also comforting to know who is living with your son or daughter. Getting involved on campus, we're going to talk a little bit about that on the next slide, but the importance of doing that so that you can expand your circle of your network, your circle of friends, your network of people that can connect you on campus, which goes into the knowing campus resources, because something you know, the next person might know, and you can share those things. Importantly, trust your instincts, both students and parents. You have good instincts about what it is that is right and wrong and what you need to be doing. Most importantly, believe in your student. You have trained him or her well to go off and be the independent college student that he or she will become. But students, it's also very important to believe in yourself. As you can see, the photo on the side, I will not fail. That's what you should say to yourself every day. And trust me, the young woman in the photo did not fail. She succeeded and probably exceeded her goals for succeeding. So it is possible. You can do it. Just believe in yourself. So we did talk a little bit about student organizations, getting involved in ways in which you can do that. Here is just a sampling of the student organizations that are on campus. There are many more, close to the 70 plus range. And I would encourage you to look at the bottom where it says start your own. There are organizations on campus that will fit your needs, fit what you're looking for. Rule of thumb, generally join something that will help you with your chosen major and help you advance in that. And then join something that you're interested in. But there might be something that you are looking for and are interested in. It's not here. And we definitely encourage students to explore the option of starting their own. One thing that's not listed on here is our Greek life. We have a very vibrant Greek life on campus. And you will be hearing more about that. I believe the individual organizations are reaching out to you about how you can join fraternities and sororities. Your governing programs in the bottom left corner, ASMC is your student government. They are very active and again, very vibrant on campus. They do lots of programming, something I would encourage you to check out. Your ASAP is your student activity board, which does lots of the fun, exciting things that are happening on campus. And athletes, you have student athlete advising committee, which is also very active on campus. I could take hours to talk about every one of those, but I wanted to point out a couple of the larger organizations on campus, but you can see there's a variety of different areas in which students can get involved on campus. And as you've probably heard in other sessions today, things are going to be a little different with how we do student organizations. We have a great hybrid model of meeting in person safely and social distancing, as well as virtual. So there will be a combination of ways in which these student groups can meet on campus. The involvement fair, which happens every year, will be slightly different this year. It will happen the first week of campus, first week that you are on campus, and groups of organizations will be on the Dunlop Terrace right outside of the Stockdale Center every day the first week. So you can spend some time and get to know what those organizations are. And you don't have to make any decisions right away. You can take some time. Almost every one of our organizations are drop in and join, check it out, see if it's something you're interested in. Workload might get a little bit heavier academically and you need to drop out a little bit. That's great. You can do that and just come back in when you feel it's right for you to do so. So I definitely would encourage you to attend and check out the student organizations at the Involvement Fair and explore what's interested for you and what you would like to participate in. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to John to talk about residence life.
Great. Let's talk about the halls, residence halls, and living on campus. First of all, I want to describe kind of our layout, the way we work together. How many of you have, raise your hands. How many of you have read Harry Potter, right? You know Harry Potter, right? Great. All right. So, head boys and prefects. Yeah, that's the same thing with head residents and RAs. RAs, resident assistants, are those living on the same floor with your student that are there to be a mentor, there to be someone that can assist them with a variety of things from work orders to any concerns that they're dealing with. And then head residents supervise those RAs in each individual building, each of our residence halls. Um, uh, we do have air-conditioned lounge areas in every single residence hall. I always want to highlight that so that students know, especially those that are in the non-centrally air-conditioned halls, it's okay. We always have cooling areas for you all to go to. And also where we're at in Illinois, it's really not that bad. A good fan, you'll be all right. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. Let's talk about laundry facilities. Laundry facilities, for those, again, like Karen talked about, please do your laundry. It creates problems with roommates if you don't, trust me. So make sure you're doing your laundry regularly. They are located in the first floor or basement areas of your residence halls in every single building. So go ahead and check them out. Custodial services provided, in this time of COVID-19 and considering safety. We will be increasing our cleaning and disinfecting times, making it more regular. So just make sure that you all know that we are caring and we are doing whatever we can to keep you and your students safe. Go ahead and move to the next slide, please. So let's talk about the individual rooms for wherever your son or daughter is going to be living. Want to make sure I'm highlighting twin linens, okay? Twin extra long linens. Do not just buy the regular twin linens. They won't fit. Twin extra long linens is what you're going to want to buy. So extra long, go for that one. Of course, again, during the time of COVID-19, everyone's going to want to wear masks. Please bring a few with you so that you can take care of those and take care of others around you. Power strips with long cords and surge protectors. I'm asking that everybody brings those because we cannot allow extension cords. However, a power strip with a longer cord and surge protector will do just fine. Small refrigerators, I want to make sure people are bringing that. That's a good thing for everybody to be bringing. I want to encourage you all to bring them. We're not as concerned about the wattage as much as the size, and it's 6 cubic feet. Okay, so it's about the size of it. So just make sure it's not some huge industrial size refrigerator or microwave that you're bringing. Again, smaller is better. In this instance, it's a regular residence hall room. So make sure you're doing that. I don't want to highlight too much other than the parts of what not to bring, other than anything that's going to cause a fire, all right? Consider leaving that at home, please. Candles, halogen lamps, things, incense, anything that's going to cause a fire, keep it home. Yeah, I'd appreciate that. And that way we can all be safe. If you want to go to the next slide, please. All right, here's some commonly asked questions about our technology. I'm going to put the link in here so you all can click on it, so you all can have it for yourselves. But this is the same link. You can click on this if for anyone that has questions. Please go to this link. We have some wonderful people in information technology that are more than happy to assist you with whatever kind of concerns you have regarding technology. So please go to that link. And we'll be glad to, they will be glad to assist you. We want to make sure that students are registering all of their devices, making sure they are on the Monmouth College Wi-Fi system. We have a regular public one, but we also have the Monmouth College Wi-Fi system. So we want to make sure you're on the correct system because otherwise the public one will work, but it's not as robust as the Monmouth College one. So make sure when your student gets here, they know how to register their device and get it hooked up. Of course, they can always go to the basement of the Hughes Library and they can get assistance from information systems there if they have any kind of questions, whatnot, about their technology. If you want to go to the next slide, please. Okay, so let's talk about COVID-19, right? We can't go without talking about this. Is obviously an important issue. I won't get too much into the weeds, but I did want to talk about some of the precautions that we are taking as a college. For anyone who has requested a single room before June 25th, we did provide that. Of course, I will be glad to work with any student, regardless of what kind of concerns they have. I'll try to make everyone happy. I know many want roommates, and so I'm obviously trying to give that as an option. But if there are some concerns, let me know. I'll be glad to work with you about that. Again, as I spoke about earlier, we are going to be increasing cleaning in high-touch spaces, including bathrooms, common spaces, doorknobs. We're going to make sure your students are safe. We're going to do whatever we can to make sure we are doing that. And cleaning, extra cleaning for sure. We want to be limiting guests. Of course, this is something that we've talked about. I will ask that you all read through our online information. We have a COVID-19 plan, and there are a lot of information regarding that, about the guest policies and some other questions, concerns. But just know, parents, I know you're going to want to come and visit with them. Just be very careful. We really want to limit the amount of guests that we're having on our campus just to keep everyone safe. Regarding limiting areas, kitchen usage will be more scheduled. It's going to be limited. We're going to be scheduling them to avoid others being in the kitchens. Again, it's about social distancing. It's about keeping everyone safe. So please recognize that. We won't be having microwaves or refrigerators in those kitchen areas. So again, I'm encouraging everyone to bring their own small microwave and refrigerator. And of course, as an overall thing, we are going to be following our state's guidelines and the CDC's guidelines for social distancing in events, which currently limits folks up to 50 or less. We're trying to just do what we can to keep everyone safe, like I talked about. All right. Finally, let's talk about move-in. If you want to move to the next slide. Okay, so there is some wonderful information also online for move-in, and I want to make sure that I'm putting this link in for everyone so you can all see it. So if you go to this website, there's some good information that is posted now about move-in day. So please go online, check out information about move-in day. Just so you know, as an overview, we are assigning arrival times. So if please review the arrival time that you've been assigned. It's going to be based on the student's last name. If they cannot arrive at their assigned arrival time, please give the Office of Residence Life a call. Okay, if you want to call our office, we're more than happy to work with you. We just want to keep everyone safe, and we need to make sure we're spacing out people. Again, we're trying to adhere to our state's 50 and under kind of time frame and limiting social distancing. So I encourage you, pack light and pack in containers. So we say pack light because in the event that, God forbid, there is some kind of an outbreak, we want to make sure that students can quickly pack up and go home. So maybe the futons, maybe the large, bulky furniture, maybe you want to consider keeping those home. That's your choice. Also, pack in containers. That way, if they bump in around with somebody else when they're in the residence hall, no one's actually touching your students' stuff. So we want to make sure, again, we're just being safe all the way around. Of course, we'll be requiring everyone to be wearing masks as they come to campus. Early arrivals are going to be at different times, August 10th through the 14th. So look for that information. More information be coming out soon. But again, any other questions that people have about move-in times, I highly recommend you review the information that is currently up on the website. And just recognize that we'll see you also. Classes will be beginning Tuesday, August 18th. I believe that puts us through our slides. So I was going to, with permission from Amanda and Karen, go into, I know we have some questions that came through, if you don't mind. I'd like to kind of go through some of those. So, all right, so do we need quarters to pay for laundry, or is laundry free? Yes, they are coin operated. It's $1.50 to wash, $1.50 to dry. And that's in every single residence hall. We also have change machines located in the residence hall, so people can go and get quarters. We also have change machine and ATM in Stockdale Center, and which are open at pretty convenient times. So you can always get money and coins. What's the max watt for microwaves? There's no max watt. It's just about size. The smaller, the better. You can get by with, I think, a 700 watt one. You know, nothing too big. You see a lot of these things that are like the micro fridge units. They're like a combo. I recommend you look into those. It helps out. So yeah. Okay. How much time do students get to move in / settle in once we arrive to our specific time? Um, I think this is in going for those who have reviewed the plan. This goes to the 2-hour request that we're making for students. Once students have settled in, once they've moved all their items into the building, we are asking that parents, guests, family members stay no longer than 2 hours. Again, we're trying to distance folks. We're trying to spread out the number of people that are on campus. So it would be 2 hours would be my response to that. Once your student is settled in, once they've gotten their stuff inside their room. What will the dining hall be like? Will there be scheduled times? I'm actually going to throw this one over to Karen because I know she's on this one more.
Yeah, so we are looking at the dining facility. We'll be removing some of the tables and chairs that are currently in there for proper social distancing. We're also encouraging any grab and go. They're increasing the amount of options that they can take with them and leave the cafeteria. There is some that can stay in the cafeteria, and things will be cleaned and wiped down as John had indicated. Not only in the residence halls is the cleaning being increased, but also in the cafeteria. There are multiple options. We have our upstairs dining hall, which is obviously the main dining hall, and that's where most of our students eat, but they can do it's not a buffet set up per se, but they can go through and have the food served to them. And then the items on the salad bar, there will be more prepackaged things. Obviously, nothing is opened. They can also go down to Scotland Yard, where they'll also be practicing social distancing, and most of that food is takeout food as well. We also have Einstein's Bagels, which is over in the library, which will also be set up for a grab and go. But we do know that sometimes a grab and go isn't going to be enough to carry someone on. So that's why we want to make sure that we do have dining facilities open. It will be open regular times in the morning around 7 a.m. and will close around 7 p.m., which will accommodate all the athletes following their practice.
Great, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to just keep going down some of these questions. Can we bring an essential oil diffuser? I'm going to be honest, I literally just looked this up on the internet because I did not know about an essential oil diffuser. Look, for me, if it's something like a Sensi or something like that, my big issue is just about fire safety. So if there's a heating source in it, just be careful about that. Again, I really don't want anything that's open flame or something that could cause a fire. So if whatever thing that you're using, that's the rule of thumb. Just anything that can cause a fire, if it gets too hot, that's my concern. In regards to COVID-19, we understand you don't want parents visiting. However, are students allowed to go home during the semester and come back? I'm going to refer you to to our COVID-19 plan. I didn't know, Karen, if you wanted to respond on that one specifically or not.
Well, certainly we have students who are going to have to go home, and we're not going to confine them here. But again, we want to limit as much as possible people going home. But we know that there are reasons why people have to go home, and limiting exposure, both for your safety and the campus safety. Those are just conversations that you want to have. When is it appropriate for your son or daughter to go home, and when is it appropriate for you to come to campus?
Right. Okay, are freshmen allowed to have a vehicle on campus? Absolutely. There are specific lots that they will be assigned to, so they will probably want to get online and register their vehicle when they are able to. I am not sure if that information has gone out, Karen.
It will be up, and actually all the lots are open except the couple that are specific to a particular upperclassman residence hall. So you should be able to secure a parking permit by checking into the campus safety website. And if it's not up right now, it will be up shortly.
Then last one I'm seeing, I know there's some down here under the Q&A. I'll get to those in a second. One of them says, do windows in dorm rooms open? This one happens to be in Greer. Yes, all the windows open. I would probably ask that if you have the air conditioning on, you probably want to close it. That's just me. I know students like to have like 50 degrees inside with the window open. Look, but either way, yeah, the windows do open. More than happy to get some fresh air. Great. All right, let me go down to the Q&A section so I can see it. Sorry, I'm having some issues on my end. Okay. One question is about an assigned room without a roommate that normally houses people. Can beds be put together and use larger bedding? Yes. Yes, absolutely. In fact, for those students, if you don't have a roommate, yeah, you can do whatever you want with those spaces. That's fine. I've seen a lot of bunking. A lot of students will bunk the bed to just get a little bit more space because they're in double rooms. So they usually have 2 sets of furniture. So they just bunk it, and it helps to conserve some space. So yes, absolutely. Next one is, it's clear that beds can't be lofted, but there has been a lot of talk about bunking beds or raising them using risers. Yes, absolutely. Bed risers are allowed. Please, in fact, I would encourage you to buy some. They run you about $20 if you go to Walmart or Home Depot or something like that. It just gives you a few more inches. You could put luggage underneath. You could put some storage underneath. I recommend risers because I also know that a lot of students that have roommates, no one wants the top bunk, right? So I should say no one. Maybe you love the top bunk. I don't want to offend you. But if you don't, then I highly recommend both students in the room get risers because you can get a little bit more bang for your buck regarding the space in your room. Okay. Try to think. This one says, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Karen.
I'm just gonna. I think we're running close to time. Is that right, Amanda? So I'm gonna try to get the quick ones that we can. There's some great questions here. Now you do not have to take everything home over winter break. You may leave things in your room. However, you definitely want to bring home everything that you think you may need. Children with or students with dietary restrictions, strongly encourage you to reach out to the Aramark folks. They're incredibly good about making sure that dietary restrictions and needs are met. And so they may have special meals that are set up for your individuals, for your students, for the individual meals that you're having. So make sure that you get in touch with that as soon as possible. I would also encourage you to check out their website, monmouthcollege.campusdish.com, and you can see more about what options they have available for you. And we do offer a shuttle at breaks that students who live in the Chicago area or are further away that need to go to airports. It is only during breaks at this time. And it will take them to the train station. You would have to purchase your train ticket, but you can make reservations for a minimal fee, and we'll take you to and from. And that fee is, I believe it's $15 each way, and it'll take you right to the train station.
Great. Karen, is there anything else that you wanted to quickly address before we end the session?
I think we got most of them. Yep, we're good. Yeah.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this afternoon for this session. I know that there may still be some lingering questions. There will probably be questions that occur to you tonight or this week. So rest assured that we continue to be a resource for you. As a reminder, we will be posting this session online. I also want to remind you of the Return to Campus Fall Plan that has been posted. You can see that on the homepage. And then lastly, if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to your admissions officer or to our offices directly. As a final note, the next session of the day is actually our last session, and that is Fighting Scots Athletics. That will be starting at 3:15. So if you will be joining us there, we look forward to seeing you. If this is the last session you're joining us for today, I want to thank you so much for participating and joining us for Scots Summer Orientation. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Take care.